Hello, welcome back to the Taekook Love Channel. Today we'll be discussing a moment that has once again sparked heated debate and discussion among armies across various platforms. It's a simple interaction, yet somehow it resonates deeply with fans. Jungkook and Taehyung, two figures who always manage to steal the spotlight, are once again in the spotlight in a moment that many consider different. It all started with a scene that seemed ordinary on the surface. Nothing major, no announcement, just a brief glance caught on camera. But for armies, accustomed to paying attention to small details, this has become a topic of endless discussion. Amidst a seemingly relaxed atmosphere, Jungkook appears to have a small interaction, which Taehyung responds to with an equally interesting reaction. It wasn't the words that caught the attention, but the body language that made many pause and replay the video. Some fans called the moment an unexpected glance. Not because it was overly dramatic, but because there was something warm and different about their usual interactions. Small things like this often become the subject of wide-ranging interpretations among armies. Taehyung was seen making an expression that was difficult to describe in simple words. There was a faint smile, a small pause, and an atmosphere that made it seem like time was passing a little slower than usual. Meanwhile, Jungkook reacted in a way that also made many people smile to themselves as they watched. This moment then spread quickly on social media. Video clips, screenshots, and even fan analysis emerged on various platforms. Everyone had their own take on what really happened in that brief interaction. But what's interesting is how ARMY is always able to find meaning behind the small details. They don't just look at what's on the surface, but also try to read the atmosphere, energy, and dynamics that occur between the two. Some fans thought this was simply a warm, friendly interaction between two longtime bandmates, but others felt there was a chemistry that was hard to ignore, something that touched them for no apparent reason. Amidst the debate, one thing remains constant. Jungkook and Taehyung always manage to create moments that leave a lasting impression on many. Whether it's just a glance or a small smile, each moment feels like it has a story to tell in the eyes of fans. Interestingly, this isn't the first time a moment like this has happened. ARMY have witnessed interactions that went viral countless times because they were perceived to have hidden meanings. This has led to Taekook's name being hotly discussed every time a new moment appears. In some comments, fans even wrote that they couldn't stop re-watching the video. Not because they were looking for something extravagant, but because there was an inexplicable warmth when seeing the two of them in the same frame. Meanwhile, others tried to be more rational, saying that this was simply part of the closeness they share as fellow group members who have been together for years. A closeness formed through long journeys, hard training, and countless experiences. Still, for some ARMY, there was something that made the moment feel more special than usual. It wasn't about the size of the interaction, but about how a simple moment could leave such a strong impression. Over time, discussions about this moment continue to grow. Each replay of the video seemed to provide a new perspective, making people see the same thing with different feelings. This is what makes topics like this never truly end. Amidst all this, Jungkook and Taehyung continued their activities as usual. Professional, focused, and still performing as they are known to the world. But for fans, every little detail remains noteworthy. Ultimately, this moment reminds us that in the world of K-pop, the relationship between artist and fan is more than just about the music or the stage. There are emotions, interpretations, and attachments that make every interaction feel more alive. And perhaps that's why a single glance can go viral. Because in the eyes of ARMY, nothing is truly small when it comes to Jungkook and Taehyung. That's all for today. Don't forget to stay tuned for updates on the Taekook Love Channel, because there are always new moments that might make us all pause for a moment and smile unconsciously. But the story doesn't end there. That's it. In fact, after the video went viral, new perspectives emerged from fans around the world. Everyone seemed to have their own version of what they saw in that moment. Some armies began to analyze the video in greater detail, slowing down the video, zooming in on facial expressions, and even highlighting Jungkook and Taehyung's interaction minute by second. Small details that might have been missed by casual viewers became the focus of attention for those accustomed to paying attention to every detail. On the other hand, there were also fans who chose to enjoy the moment without overanalyzing. For them, simply seeing the two smiling in the same frame was enjoyable. There was no need for a deeper meaning, as the moment itself was meaningful enough. But what made this moment even more interesting was how their differing reactions created a never-ending wave of discussion. Each new comment opened up new interpretations, and each interpretation fueled the topic's ongoing discussion. Jungkook and Taehyung have always been known for their unique dynamic in the eyes of fans. There are times when they appear incredibly relaxed. Other times they seem full of energy. And there are also moments of calm that often touch ARMY the most. In this viral video, many say that it's precisely this calmness that's most palpable. It's not a big interaction, not a flashy action, but something so subtle that it's hard to describe in words. This often leaves fans wondering if there's something emotionally captured, or if it's simply a natural closeness between two people who have shared the same journey for years. But whatever the answer, one thing is certain. This moment manages to evoke the same feeling in many, a sense of warmth that arises for no apparent reason, just from a brief glance. Over time, this video has even made its way into various fan-made edits, complete with background music that adds to the emotional atmosphere. From there, viewers' perceptions have increasingly formed, as if the moment has a deeper meaning than just a simple interaction.